Ahoy, future captains! Welcome back to Gone Fishing with Steph. Whether you're new to boating or looking to brush up on your skills, today's video is all about helping you ace your Pleasure Craft Operator Card PCOC exam. We'll go through 50 essential questions and their answers to ensure you're well prepared. Hi, I'm Steph. Today, we'll cover a wide range of topics from navigation rules and safety procedures to boat handling and maintenance. These questions and answers will equip you with the knowledge you need to confidently take to the water. So, let's get started. While we're preparing for our boating journey, it's important to know where you might be applying these skills. Whether you're navigating the serene waters of Lanark County or cruising along the coast, these principles are universal. Make sure you have your study materials ready. A good practice is to review these questions and answers multiple times and even quiz yourself to reinforce your knowledge. Basic navigation and rules of the water. Q1. What does a red and white vertically striped buoy indicate? A1. It marks the center of a navigable channel. Pass this buoy on either side. Q2. When two power-driven vessels are crossing, which vessel must give way? A2. The vessel that has the other on its starboard, right side, must give way. Q3. What is the purpose of a lateral buoy system? A3. It marks the sides of a navigable channel and indicates the direction of safe water. Q4. What is the rule of thumb for determining safe speed in open water? A4. Your speed should allow you to take proper and effective action to avoid collisions and stop within a safe distance. Q5. How should you overtake another vessel in a narrow channel? A5. You should pass on the starboard side of the vessel ahead if it's safe and practical to do so. Safety equipment and procedures. Q6. What type of fire extinguisher is required on a pleasure craft? A6. A marine-rated fire extinguisher appropriate for the size and type of vessel. Q7. How many life jackets or PFDs are required on a boat? A7. One for each person on board. Q8. What should you do if a passenger falls overboard? A8. Immediately slow down, throw a flotation device, keep the person in sight, and approach them carefully. Q9. What are the key steps in using a VHF radio to call for help? A9. Tune to channel 16, say Mayday 3 times, provide your position, nature of the emergency, and wait for a response. Q10. How often should you check your boat's safety equipment? A10. Before each trip and regularly maintain it according to manufacturer recommendations. Environmental awareness. Q11. What are the best practices for preventing oil and fuel spills? A11. Regularly check and maintain your engine, use oil-absorbing pads, and refuel carefully to avoid spills. Q12. How should you dispose of waste while on a boat? A12. Keep all waste on board until you can properly dispose of it on land. Q13. What is the importance of maintaining a clean bilge? A13. It prevents pollution from oily bilge water being pumped overboard and maintains the boat's performance. Q14. What steps should you take to avoid disturbing marine wildlife? A14. Slow down near wildlife, avoid nesting areas, and do not chase or harass animals. Q15. Why is it important to clean your boat hull regularly? A15. It prevents the spread of invasive species and improves fuel efficiency. Boat handling and operation. Q16. How do you properly anchor your boat? A16. Choose a suitable spot, lower the anchor slowly, and let out enough scope, rope length, to ensure the anchor holds. Q17. What is the correct procedure for docking in windy conditions? A17. Approach into the wind if possible, use the wind to help slow the boat, and be prepared to use more fenders and lines. Q18. What are the basic steps for performing a man overboard recovery? A18. Turn the boat towards the person, reduce speed, and use a throwing line or life buoy to bring them aboard. Q19. How should you approach a dock against a strong current? A19. Approach at a shallow angle, use the current to help guide the boat, and dock into the current if possible. Q20. What is the best way to steer a boat in rough waters? A20. Steer into the waves at a slight angle, reduce speed, and maintain control to avoid broaching. Legal and regulatory knowledge. Q21. What are the alcohol limits for operating a boat? A21. It is illegal to operate a boat with a blood alcohol level of 0.08% or higher. Q22. What is the minimum age for obtaining a PCOC? A22. There is no minimum age to obtain a PCOC, but operators under 16 years of age have restrictions on the type of boat they can operate. Q23. What documentation must you carry on board at all times? A23. Your PCOC, proof of competency, and boat registration documents. Q24. What are the regulations for towing a water skier? A24. You must have an observer on board, maintain a safe distance from other boats and objects, and use appropriate signals. Q25. What is required for night navigation in terms of lights? A25. Your boat must display appropriate navigation lights, red and green side lights, and a white stern light. Emergency situations and responses. Q26. How do you signal for help using a distress flare? A26. Use the flare in a clear, open area and hold it downwind to avoid injury and signal your distress. Q27. What should you do if your boat begins to take on water? A27. Locate and try to stop the source of the leak. Use bilge pumps or buckets to remove water and signal for help. Q28. How can you treat hypothermia in an emergency situation? A28. Remove wet clothing, warm the person gradually with dry clothes and blankets, and seek medical attention immediately. Q29. What is the first step if you suspect a fire on board? A29. Turn off the engine, identify the source of the fire, and use a fire extinguisher to put it out while moving everyone to a safe area. Q30. How do you handle a medical emergency while at sea? A30. Provide first aid, call for help on the VHF radio, and give your location and the nature of the emergency. Maintenance and care of the boat. Q31. What is the recommended frequency for engine maintenance? A31. Follow the manufacturer's recommendations, typically after every 100 hours of operation or annually. Q32. How should you winterize your boat to prevent damage? A32. Drain all water systems, add antifreeze, clean the boat, and store it properly covered or in a dry place. Q33. What are the key indicators of hull damage you should look for? A33. Look for cracks, blisters, or soft spots on the hull surface that could indicate structural issues. Q34. How often should you check and replace fuel filters? A34. Inspect and replace fuel filters as part of your regular maintenance schedule or if you notice engine performance issues. Q35. What are the signs that your boat's battery needs replacing? A35. Diminished charge, difficulty starting the engine, or physical signs of corrosion or leakage. Weather and water conditions. Q36. How do you read a marine weather forecast? A36. Check for wind speeds, wave heights, and weather conditions that could affect your trip, and plan accordingly. Q37. What are the signs of an approaching storm on the water? A37. Darkening skies, a sudden drop in temperature, and increasing wind speeds can all indicate an approaching storm. Q38. How should you adjust your plans if caught in a fog? A38. Reduce speed, use navigation lights, sound appropriate signals, and keep a lookout for other vessels. Q39. What is the best way to navigate through choppy water? A39. Slow down. Keep the bow pointed into the waves at an angle and avoid taking waves broadside. Q40. How can you use a barometer to predict weather changes? A40. A falling barometer indicates worsening weather, while a rising barometer suggests improving conditions. Boat trailers and launching. Q41. What is the proper technique for launching a boat from a trailer? A41. Back the trailer into the water until the boat floats, release the winch strap, and carefully guide the boat off the trailer. Q42. How do you secure a boat on a trailer for transportation? A42. Use straps and tie downs to secure the boat at the bow and stern, ensuring it is centered and balanced on the trailer. Q43. What are the key safety checks before towing a boat? A43. Check tire pressure, lights, brakes, and ensure all safety chains and connections are properly attached. Q44. How should you back up a trailer into the water? A44. Use small steering adjustments, go slowly, and have someone guide you if possible. Q45. What are the steps to ensure your trailer is road ready? A45. Inspect the trailer's tires, lights, brakes, and ensure the hitch and safety chains are secure. Navigation charts and GPS? Q46. How do you interpret the symbols on a navigation chart? A46. Use the chart's legend to understand symbols indicating depth, hazards, buoys, and other navigational aids. Q47. What is the difference between a compass bearing and a true bearing? A47. A compass bearing is measured using magnetic north, while a true bearing uses geographic north. Q48. How do you plot a course using a marine GPS? A48. Enter your waypoints, follow the GPS guidance, and continuously check your position against the chart. Q49. What is the significance of depth contours on a chart? A49. Depth contours indicate the depth of the water, helping you avoid shallow areas and understand underwater topography. Q50. How do you use a chart to identify potential hazards? A50. Look for symbols and markings that indicate rocks, shoals, wrecks, and other obstructions. We've covered a lot of ground, or rather, water, so far. From navigating tricky situations to ensuring your boat is in top shape, these questions are crucial for safe and responsible boating. If you have any questions or want to share your own boating experiences, drop a comment below. I love hearing from you. We've gone through 50 essential questions and answers that will prepare you for your PCOC exam. From safety protocols to navigation tips, you're now equipped with the knowledge to be a responsible and confident boater. Thank you for joining me on this educational journey. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more boating and fishing tips. Safe boating, everyone, and see you next time on Gone Fishing with Steph.